So good afternoon everyone. Today we learning about new chapter, third unit, first part, sequential circuits fundamentals. So what are the sequential circuits? So sequential circuit is also a digital circuit designed using logic gates. Okay. Then what is the difference between combination and sequential circuit? In combination circuit, we design a circuit using logic gates only. Okay, it has n inputs and n outputs, right? So this is a combination circuit. We have n outputs and n inputs, right? So sequential circuit also a circuit, it has also n outputs, m inputs. So what is the difference between combination and sequential circuit then? Hmm? Both are digital circuits only. Then what is the difference between combination and sequential circuit? See, in sequential circuit, in combination, output is depends on present inputs only, right? But in sequential circuit, the output depends on previous output, means previous output plus present inputs. Okay, previous output, the present output depends on previous output plus present input. Then next output is depends on present output plus next input, present output by next input. Okay, so what we require to store the past output, because present output, previous output, how this present output or previous output, how this output is stored. Hmm? So we required a memory element. Okay, we required a memory element to store the previous output. Okay, to store the previous output. So sequential circuit, present inputs and outputs is referred as combination circuit, right? So sequential circuit is combination circuit plus memory element. How the connection is goes on? See, combination circuit. So inputs, right? Outputs. This output will goes to memory element also. These outputs will goes to memory element also. The memory element output is given to input, right? So this is the entire sequential circuit. Okay, so that is the difference between combination and sequential. In combination, we have m inputs and m outputs. The output depends on present inputs only. But in sequential, the present output, it depends on previous output as well as present inputs. So how to get this previous output? We use memory element to store the previous output. So in combination circuit, no memory element. In sequential circuit, we have memory element. Okay, so that is the difference between combination and sequential. So let us start the sequential circuit. So sequential circuit. Sequential circuit is a digital circuit designed the Using logic gates produce more than one output and also consist a memory element to store the past output. Okay, to store the past output. Next, so the outputs are determined based on present input as well as past output or previous outputs. Previous outputs. So this is the block diagram. Combination circuit with the memory element. Okay. So it consists of combination circuit as well as memory element. The memory element is feedback to combination circuit. So the response of memory element, okay, is considered as state. Next, classification of sequential circuit. The sequential circuit is classified as two types, synchronous and asynchronous. So what is synchronous? Synchronous means the memory element will respond at particular time only. At particular time only. Then what happens? It responds at particular time means the output, we get output at discrete instant of time means we get output at particular time only. We get output at particular time only. For suppose, so I given inputs like this 0 and 1 to combination circuit and output. Suppose this is one AND gate. Think so. This is one AND gate. And for this AND gate, one input is from memory element. Okay. One input is from memory element. Okay. I I given input set 0 nanoseconds. The memory element will respond for every 5 nanoseconds. Okay. The memory element will respond for every 5 nanoseconds. The output will be suppose okay for every 5 nanosecond. After 3 nanoseconds I give 1 0. Will we get output? No. At 6 nanoseconds I give 1 1 input, then only we get output because at fifth nanosecond the memory will be response, so the output will goes to here at fifth nanosecond, and afterward at 10 nanoseconds only the output will goes to memory element. Okay, until from 5 to 10 the memory will store the output. Okay, until 5 to 10 between this time the memory element will be store the value. Okay, so synchronous means the behavior of the sequential circuit is defined from the knowledge of input signal at discrete time. At particular time means output changes at particular time only, even though input changes, inputs changes. Okay, so for this we required one extra input, that is clock. The clock signal is given to the memory element. Okay, asynchronous means no clock is available. For asynchronous, no clock is available. So the output can be changes at any time, no prior intermission. Okay, because the clock is not given, the signal will always goes to input. Because if no clock is available means at any time the output is goes to input. Okay, always. So whenever input changes, the output is changes immediately. There is no some waiting time is not available here. Here the waiting time is available. So then what is the differences between these two? So in synchronous we have a clock. In asynchronous, we don't have a clock. Which one is speed? Because immediately we getting output. So asynchronous is fast. Synchronous is slow because we have to wait for some time. Okay, only these two differences are available for synchronous and asynchronous, and you have to draw one block diagram. Okay, next, see, in asynchronous output changes whenever input changes. It is independent of clock. Next, clock signal. So what is a clock signal? A signal which changes the behavior of the memory element or a state of the memory element. State of memory element. Okay. Hmm. So what is a state? Suppose I have one memory element. Okay. I have a memory element. It produces three types of outputs like 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. Means how many states? One state, two state, three state. Every time the output we get mostly only these three values. So we can consider as three states. For example, sequential circuit examples are what? Resistors, counters, okay, resistors, counters, your traffic light system, okay, traffic light system. Hmm. So many examples are there. Suppose you consider the traffic light system. In traffic light system, most the memory we required, what type of memory we required? Only three colors. You have to store three colors: red, yellow, and green. Right? Mostly only these three possible outputs only available in memory. Okay, for counters, suppose I am counting 0 to 3 only. How many combinations we require? 0, 1, 2, 3. Means you have to require only these four numbers. Means four states. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four states. Okay, these are three states. Okay, that is the state of the memory. Present, the present memory stores red. At particular time, the memory will store only one state only. Out of so many states, at particular time, the memory will store only one state only. Okay, and other state is at traveling position, means transferring from combination circuit. Okay, output to memory, memory to combination circuit. So the clock signal, the transfer of data from memory element to combination circuit, is based on this clock signal only. Whenever clock signal is activated, the memory element, the state in memory element gets transferred. Until that, the memory element will store that data only. Okay. So there are two types of clock signals. The clock signal is also known as control signal also. Okay, enable signal. Okay, what is enable? The enable, whenever enable is 0, the memory element doesn't works. Means it is in stable state. Doesn't works. Whenever enable is 1, memory element activates. Means it transfers data from memory element to combination circuit. So then enable is referred as active high. Active high enable. We represent like this. This is memory element. This is enable. Next, active low. Active low enable means we represent like this bubble. Active low. we represent a bubble. So active low means En is equal to 0, memory element will activate. En is equal to 1 means doesn't works. Okay. Active high enable, active low enable. Next, clock pulse. We give pulse to activate the signal. We give pulse signal instead of 0 or 1. Instead of 0 or 1, we give a clock pulse like this. This is one pulse, right? We give this pulse to activate the signal. Whenever another pulse receives, until then the memory will be in stable state. Okay, mean if another pulse, I given another pulse like this. This is second pulse. Okay, this is third pulse. Okay, means pulses. Based on these pulses, the signal will be, memory element will be activates. Okay, we give a clock pulses instead of zeros and ones. The clock pulse is distributed throughout the system. Okay, this is the symbol of clock pulse. Next, triggering of memory element. How that memory will be transferred data? By giving clock signal, we already said. But based on the clock pulse, the clock pulse notation. So we said this is one clock pulse, right? Based on this clock pulse, the triggering methods are classified. See, observe this pulse. This is called positive level, right? And this is called negative level because this value is high, this value is low, right? And observe there is per edges. This is one edge, second edge, third edge, right? We have three edges here. In one complete clock pulse, we have two levels, zero level, positive level, negative level, and we have three edges, first edge, second edge, third edge. Observe first edge, this is 0, right? This is the starting position of 0. It comes from 0 to 1. If edge 0 to 1, we called it as positive edge. Okay, positive edge. So this is negative edge. This is 1 0. We getting from 1 to 0. 1 to 0 is called negative edge. 1 to 0 is called negative edge. Again, this one is positive edge. So positive edge is represented with arrow mark upwards. Negative edge is represented as arrow mark downwards. Okay. Whenever positive level is given, whenever positive level occurs, okay, whenever positive level occurs, if then memory element will works, means the data in memory will transfer to combination circuit. Then we call it as positive level triggering or positive pulse triggering. Okay, suppose whenever negative level is given to memory element, then the memory will transfer the data to combination circuit. We called it as negative level or pulse triggering. Negative level or negative pulse triggering. Okay. Suppose whenever positive edge is received by memory element, then it transfers the data. Then we called it as positive edge triggering. Okay. Next, whenever the memory element receives negative edge, then it transfers the data. We called it as negative edge triggering. Okay, negative edge triggering. So see the types: level or pulse triggering. So whenever clock pulse is 1, memory is on. Whenever clock pulse is 0, then memory is on is called negative level triggering. Next, edge triggering. Positive edge means 0 to 1. Okay, we get up arrow marks. Negative edge means 1 to 0. So we represent as this symbol, negative symbol, down arrows. Okay. Next, types of memory elements. The memory elements are classified as two types based on clock signal given. Based on clock signal given to memory element, the memory element are classified into two types. So first one is latch. The memory element changes the state based on enable or level pulse. Level or pulse triggering, we called it as latch. Okay. Flip flop. The memory element changes the state based on edge triggering. Okay. Edge triggering. So then what is the difference between latch and flip flop? See, the latch and flip flop. So based on level or enable, okay, the memory element changes the state. So let us see. I am giving one level. Okay, I given one clock pulse like this and one level. This is on state. Let us consider this one as on state. Okay, at this entire time, okay, at this entire time, the memory will changes. Okay, and this time memory is stable. Okay, at this time only memory will changes. This time memory is stable. Okay, this is level triggering, right? If you use enable is one means always the memory will changes. Immediately the memory will changes. Always. Whenever enable is 0, then only we goes into stable state. Right? Next, in flip flop, this is positive edge, right? At this time only, at this instant only, memory changes. Until then, it is in stable state. It is in stable state. So which one is fast? This has a less stable state, right? This has more stable state. Means to change next output, we want to get output. It takes more time, right? In flip flop, output output we get output for more time. Means it is a slow. It is fast, right? Why? Because we use level triggering, but in flip flop we using edge triggering, and mostly we prefer flip flops only because latch always the memory will changes. Suppose in hazards we learn hazards, right? If there is some delays in combination circuit, the output will be wrong, right? We get small glitches like this. We get small glitches. So those glitches will occur in latches because it is the output. The enable is on means at this entire time memory changes the output. Okay, this memory output is given to combination circuit. If combination circuit has some delay, we get wrong outputs, right? We get wrong outputs. So that is the disadvantages of latch. So it is fast, it is slow. We use level triggering, we use edge triggering. Okay. Next, timing consideration. One of the important in flip flops, because we give pulse like this, right? But practically immediately it goes 0 to 1. No, it takes some time to goes to 0 to 1. This time is called rise time, right? It goes to this time. So we have to know some basic definitions. So first one is clock width, TW, the minimum time duration for which clock pulse remains high. Means this one. This one is TW, minimum time duration. Next, setup time, time required for input to settle in before clock signal is triggered. See, clock signal will be activated at which time? Suppose I am taking edge triggering. So it is the time. Okay, this is the time. In between this time, inputs will be settled. Means input doesn't change. We have to fix one fixed inputs to the sequential circuit. Okay, that time is called setup time. Okay, next, hold time. Time required for data must remain in stable. So in edge triggering, this is the time at which the flip flop will be in stable state, right? So this time is referred as hold time. Okay. Next, propagation delay. Delays means I already said in combination circuit also. So time taken to get output. Okay. The time to taken to get output based on the clocking event. Okay, based on the input or change in output state. Okay, suppose it can be calculated using timing diagram only. Timing diagram and delays produced by each logic gate, right? So that these propagation delays are mostly are two types: low to high means transition from low to high, and high to low. We have two types of delays. So total delay of flip flop or memory element is TPLH plus TPHL, because we use mostly clock pulse. This is 0 to 1. This is 1 to 0. High to low, low to high. Okay. So total delay. That is propagation delay. Means whenever output we get, the time taken to get the output is called propagation delay. And last one, clock skew. What is a clock skew? For suppose I have two flip flops here. I have two flip flops. For each clock, for each flip flop, I given different clocks. This is clock one. This is clock two. But these two flip flop outputs are important to combination circuit, right? Then we get some output. Suppose this clock will respond for 3 nanoseconds, this clock is response for 4 nanoseconds. So there is a difference between these clock signals, right? Then output will response, correct response we get at after 4 nanoseconds only, right? Output, the stable output will get after 4 nanoseconds only. So the process at which clock signal not work same for different due to unequal delays, right? So the time between wrong output and correct output is known as clock skew. Clock skew. And next last one is minimum time period. What is minimum time period? It is a sum of propagation delay of flip-flops plus propagation delay of combination circuit also, because it consists of combination circuit also, plus settling time, setup time or settling time plus t skew, that is called t minimum. Next, how we describe the memory element, how we describe the working of that memory element. We form three tables. One is function table. Okay, one is function table. Function table describes the state of the memory element based on the inputs. Okay, state on the input. For suppose traffic light. Whenever red is available at output, no one should move. No one should move. Whenever we get green light, everyone can move. Whenever we get yellow, ready to move. Get ready to move. Right? These are the three states available. So based on the condition, we saying the state, we giving the description of state. So that description is called function table. The description is called function table. Next, characteristic table. Okay, characteristic table means which describes the next state of the memory element based on present inputs and present state. Based on present inputs and present state. Suppose present state is red color. After red color, what is the next state? You all know. That is yellow, because ready to move. After yellow, we get green. After green, we get red color. This is the rotation, right? So based on present input and present state, we estimating the next state, right? That table is called characteristic table. That table is called characteristic table. Next, third one is excitation table. Okay, the table which describes the inputs of memory element based on present and next state. Okay, based on present and next state means we expecting the inputs, means present state is red color and next state is yellow. Then what is the input? Everyone should be ready to move, right? Everyone is ready to move. Suppose I given yellow and green. So when everyone is goes on. Okay. Based on present and next state, we expecting the inputs. That table is called excitation table. Okay. These are the three basic tables to represent the memory element. Here there is no truth table. So truth table is used for combination circuits only. Okay. Okay. So everyone now try to find out the difference between combination circuit and sequential circuit, and synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuit, flip-flop and latch, minimum 3 points. Okay. If suppose it gives for 5 marks, what you have to do? Minimum 5 points. If it gives for 10 marks, I don't think so. They will give 10 marks, maximum 5 marks. So try to evaluate 5 points for each one. Flip flop and latch, synchronous and asynchronous, combination and sequential. Minimum 5 points. Try to evaluate 5 points for the differences. Okay. Thank you.